So this is our kitchen scraps. We've got some banana, some dried clover, flowers. So we just dump that in. And then, after a few dumps, then I go to our stash of leaves, and these are leaves from last fall still from our neighbors, and just throw a bag of that in there. Cover everything up. Keeps the smell down, keeps the rodents down. So every once in a while throw the leaves on top. You kind of want almost twice as much brown matter as you do kitchen scraps to get the process cycling faster, and you're speeding up decomposition and reducing potential problems with smell and stuff.
So when you're using this type of system, is there anything you have to do? You turn it or move it, or?
If you want faster compost, you can turn it every couple days and monitor temperature, monitor your moisture, and in 14 days, basically, you can have beautiful, black, perfect compost. Our system takes like a year, basically, because we flip it the once or twice when it goes into the following bay, and that's it.
So in this bay here, you're putting in your kitchen waste, covering it with leaves or the brown matter, the dried material, and that's all that's happening in this one. It's just layer upon layer.
Yep.
So when you're switching it over to the next system, can you show us what that looks like?
Yeah. So we take off all these so that we have access. Just slip them out one at a time, so that it's low enough for you to get in with a shovel, and then we just fork it using like a pitchfork, fork it into the next bay, and if it seems a little soggy or goopy or something, like maybe it hasn't been decomposing as much as it should be in some areas, then I'll throw in some more leaves just to make sure that it's got a good ratio of carbon to nitrogen.
So you can almost troubleshoot it from bay to bay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there some consistency that you are looking for when you're moving it over? Or are you looking for something specific?
You do want it to be kind of moist, like this. These leaves are dry, right? They've been under a tarp for almost a year. The kitchen scraps we're putting in are pretty wet, so they kind of balance each other out. But and then because these aren't covered, they get rained on, they'll get snowed on, so that generally the moisture is okay. But if your pile dries out too much, then its decomposition is going to slow down a lot too. So some people will actually water their pile with a hose as they're flipping it to make sure it's moist enough.
Is there anything else that you can put in here to help accelerate the process, or?
You can actually buy, we've bought on occasion compost accelerator. You can get it. I know you can get it at or Ontario Growers Supply in London. It's a little box. I can't remember how much it is. It's not that expensive, and you can just add whenever you could add it every month or two or something, or we usually just add it. Sometimes we'll add it in when we're flipping the pile, just to kickstart that process again of decomposition. So this is stuff that was flipped. Ooh, look at all the life in there. This is stuff that was flipped a couple months ago. So we've got, there's some sticks in here that aren't going to fully decompose. There's a cob of corn here. It's probably, in a year, I'll probably still be able to see some of that, and avocado pits. And so then we kind of screen it before we just use an old milk crate that's got the little diamond pattern in the bottom. So yeah, this was all flipped recently, and you can see it's pretty well decomposed already, right? When the first time we flipped into this bay, it was like kind of overflowing almost in the fall when we flipped it in, and by spring it was half full because it had decomposed that much. So yeah, you can see, look at all the little critters in here, and this is like earth already, right?
Right.
This could almost be harvested now, but we'll leave it until next year. We've got a lot already, and so then I just kind of capped it off with leaves to keep the moisture in and keep the little microorganisms in there happy.
There's quite a bit of organisms in this section, so that's expected, that's wanted.
They're doing the work, right? There are ones that we can see, and there's lots that we don't see. They're the ones that are actually breaking down the pile. So there's different levels of there's the larger bugs and critters that we can see, they're eating the larger chunks of stuff, and then to get down to that really fine brown stuff we have, then it's the worms and the microorganisms and the bacteria that we can't see that are creating that nice black friable stuff.
Right. And it's really surprising how little odor the
Yeah.
compost is giving off. It
doesn't
smells
smell
like
at all.
an outdoor fall day, just
Yeah.
very natural. Great. So then from this area here, you would uncover the leaves or push the leaves back and move it into the final system, or
This is the final system, so this will get harvested probably next fall, and I'll show you what we harvested about a month ago from this bay.